This tutorial will walk you through how to complete your OBGMA quarterly extraction statement. We'll go through each section with examples. OBGMA mails statements to each well owner at the end of March, June, September, and December. Your completed form and payment is due within 30 days. Let's take a look at your statement from the top. OBGMA will provide recent news or information in the section at the top. The first section will show the information we have in our database for the well, including the well operator, address, phone number, contact information, and more. The state well number is shown, and if the well has a recordation number, that number will be listed. A box indicating your well's use type will be checked. And if the well has a meter, that box will also be checked. If you think an incorrect box has been checked, please note it on the document and provide justification for the appropriate designation. If you have not operated your well for at least 8 hours in the past year, please provide an explanation in Step 1. Step 2 is for calculating metered water use. Per current OBGMA ordinance, all wells must be metered. A pending ordinance provides a meter exemption, but if you do not have an existing exemption, your well must be metered. If you have been reporting meter readings, the previous meter reading will be filled in for you. Next, you will need to look at your meter face and record the numbers shown. In this case, there are 7 digits shown. However, the leading zero does not need to be recorded. For this meter reading, you would record 373530. It doesn't matter that some digits are white and others are black. Just record all the digits unless there are leading zeros. Enter your current meter reading in the current meter reading space as shown here. Again, record all the digits except any leading zeros. Subtract the previous meter reading from the current meter reading and enter that number under Usage this quarter. In this case, 373530 minus 255190 equals 118340. Some meters will have a meter multiplier shown on the face. Refer back to your meter face to find your meter multiplier. In this case, there is no meter multiplier shown on the face. We will show an example of a meter multiplier later in this tutorial. Since this meter face does not have a meter multiplier, use 1. Meters can read in different units, including gallons, cubic feet, and acre feet. The usage will have to be converted to acre feet since OBGMA fees are based on acre feet. If the meter reads in acre feet, no conversion is necessary. For this example, the meter uses gallons, as shown on the face of the meter. Is 325,851, meaning there are 325,851 gallons in 1 acre foot. To complete this step, we take the current usage of 118,340 multiplied by 1, then divide it by 325,851 to get our acre-foot extraction number. Doing the math yields 0.36 acre-feet. Now, we will take a look at another example of a meter reading with a meter multiplier. For this example, we will assume this is a new meter, so the initial meter reading was 0. Reading the meter face and recording all digits except leading zeros, we get a meter reading of 58. Enter 58 in the current meter reading space. The math in this case is easy. 58 minus 0 is 58. For the meter multiplier, we will look at the meter face again and see that the meter multiplier is 100. Enter the meter multiplier in the space shown on the statement. The next step is to look at the units of measurement to determine the next element of the equation. In this case, it's gallons again. Similar to the previous example, use 325,851 to convert from gallons to acre-feet. The current meter reading of 58 times the meter multiplier of 100 divided by the conversion factor of 325,851 will yield our acre-foot extraction number. Doing the math yields 0.017, which must be rounded to 2 decimal places and would be 0.02 acre-feet in this case. Moving on to step 3, we will calculate extraction charges. First, you will determine whether the acre-feet calculated in step 2 is less than or equal to 0.5 acre-feet, which is the minimum OBGMA uses for extraction and groundwater sustainability fees. If yes, use the left side. If no, use the right side. Using the first example, the calculated extraction was 0.36 acre-feet. Since 0.36 is less than 0.50, use the left side to calculate your extraction charges. The current extraction charge is $25 per acre-foot, so 0.5 times 25 is $12.50. If your calculated extraction is greater than 0.5 acre-feet, use the right side to enter your acre-feet extraction number and multiply it by 25. For example, if the usage calculates to 3.6 acre-feet, 3.6 times 25 equals $90. Step 4 is the late charge. If your statement is submitted past the reporting deadline shown at the top of the statement, calculate 10% of the extraction charge in step 3 and enter it in box 4. If, based on the previous example of $90, the statement is late, you would add 10% of $90, or $9, to your charge as a late fee. Step 5 is the Groundwater Sustainability Plan, or GSP, fee, which is also based on groundwater extracted. The GSP fee applies to agricultural, municipal, and mutual water companies. It also applies to domestic users when the usage exceeds 0.5 acre-feet. The GSP fee does not apply to wells outside the groundwater basin, as defined by the California Department of Water Resources. For example, wells drilled in bedrock or those outside the groundwater basin boundary, but still within OBGMA's boundary, do not pay the GSP fee. The GSP also does not apply to domestic wells using less than or equal to 0.5 acre-feet. You will see a note in step 5 if the GSP applies to your well. In this example, the well use is agricultural, so the GSP fee is applicable. If the agricultural use was less than 0.5 acre-feet based on step 2, the fee is based on the minimum of 0.5. In the first example, the groundwater usage was 0.36 acre-feet, so the fee is calculated on the minimum of 0.5 acre-feet. The current GSP fee is $100 per acre-foot, so 0.5 times 100 is $50 for box 5. In the second example, groundwater use was 3.6 acre-feet, so 3.6 times 100 is $360. 6 is the well recordation fee. If a well recordation number appears in the top section of your statement, the quarterly $5 fee will show here automatically. If it does not show, it means the well does not have a recordation number. In this example, the well recordation number appears and the $5 fee is filled in automatically in box 6. Step 7 is the wellhead fee, which is paid for every well, regardless of groundwater extraction, and is $65 per quarter, which will be automatically filled in box 7. Step 8 is the total due, which is the sum of boxes 3 through 7. From the first example, the agricultural well had 0.36 calculated acre-feet, but must use 0.5 as the minimum. Since it's an agricultural well, the GSP fee applies. There is no late fee, no recordation fee, and the wellhead fee has been applied. In the second example, this is an agricultural well with 3.6 acre-feet of usage. The statement is late. The GSP fee applies. There is no recordation number, and the wellhead fee has been applied. To complete your statement, in Step 9, please sign and date the statement and return it to OBGMA in the provided envelope with payment for the total fees due. If you have questions or believe the information on your statement is inaccurate, please contact the OBGMA office by phone or email. Thank you.